Welcome or welcome back. I'm the Ink Archivist here today with the Diamine 2022 Inkvent Calendar, and today we have Day 12 Memory Lane. This is a shimmer ink, so this is a beautiful purple color with some silver glitter in it. I decided to put this into my Kaweco. So this has a medium nib. I do wish I had a broader nib on it, especially for inks like this. And then I will move on to swabbing out this ink for you. So we have Tomoe River Paper, HP 32, Apica, and Rhodia. And not to spoil things too much, but this was definitely the most interesting ink. It had the most difference of properties across the papers I think that I've noticed so far. It's definitely up there. So this is a dusty purple with some blue hue to it. In the chromatography there's definitely a lot of blue, and on the Tomoe River paper you can see it pretty clearly. So you get a lot of different colors on the Tomoe River paper, and you can see that it has kind of splotching across all of them. I'm not quite sure what accounts for that, but it is very lovely on the Tomoe River paper where you can get the kind of intensity of all the different colors that it's composed of. It turned out very flat on the 32. You're not getting a whole lot of anything there. It also demonstrated a lot of spread on the 32, and it didn't on the Rhodia or Apica, so thought that was a bit interesting. And then on the Rhodia and the Apica, as you'll see in the writing sample, which is on a Rhodia dot pad, there's quite a lot of shading on there. So yeah, definitely an interesting ink. Moving on to the readability, I'm opening up my Tomoe River notebook here for my notes. I would say this is about a 6 or 7 out of 10 on readability. So now after shaking up the ink and getting ready, we'll start doing the writing sample with our Sailor Hokuro with a 2.0 stub nib for the title. And as you'll see, you get a lot of lovely shading with this ink. I didn't really expect that, considering it's really not that light, but it is very beautiful when you put it in a broader nib. Now I'm doing things a little bit different today, so I have the Kaweco with a medium nib. I'm going to write it out in script first, and then I'll move on to the Sailor Hokuro Fine for another writing sample. And when I get to the comparison, I will be using these two again, but with cursive, so you can see kind of the difference there. Now I'm bringing back the circles from the Kuretake video, especially since I really only have 2 comparisons for Memory Lane, and those are Solar Storm, which is a previous Inkvent ink. So it's not very close. I just thought it would be good for people to see the comparison there because they're both purples with shimmers from this collection. And then the other one is Ferris Wheel Press Lunar Rabbit, which I am very excited to have something I can compare to. And again, as you can see with that medium Kaweco, in cursive or script, it's quite readable. So there's the Lunar New Year rabbit. And this is another sparkly purple, but it is lighter than the Memory Lane. I believe it's a limited edition, but I saw on their retailer site that they are stocking up a considerable amount of this ink, so I think it'll be available for quite a long time. But that one is lighter and less readable, so if that bothers you, you can go for Memory Lane, or if you're watching this in the future and Lunar Jade Rabbit's long gone, then this is, I think, a pretty appropriate replacement. Now, if you haven't seen the retail site for Ferris Wheel Press, I highly suggest it if you don't mind being kind of spoiled to the new releases. it is always fun to be on top of things and kind of see what's going on over there. Next month's releases are wild. I'm really excited. So lastly, we have Solar Storm, which is that kind of blurple color with the green chameleon shimmer in it. And you can see that's leagues darker than Memory Lane. But again, if Memory Lane is too light for you, then this is a very good replacement. Or if you just want the green shimmer, it's a cool detail. So I was using the Hokuro Fine for the finer writing for both this and Lunar Jade Rabbit. And then I was using my Fonte, which has a broader nib for the second sentence, which I've labeled Fonte on both. So again, still trying to iterate and kind of find a way to make this the most helpful for you, so input's always helpful. But those are the 3 inks that we have for today. I think of them, I probably prefer Solar Storm. I find Memory Lane a little bit difficult and Lunar Jade Rabbit too hard to see. But here we have our final swabs. And I think that Memory Lane is a beautiful ink. But I think there are probably ones that are similar to this that I would like better, so I'm certainly not interested in getting a full bottle myself. But I'd love to hear if you are and what you think about this. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and have a good one. Bye!